joined Teaching Learning Center, Tejpur University in 2016 and has 8 long years of teaching, organizational and administrative experience in the planning and organization of more than 100 workshops, seminars, FDPs, refresher courses, faculty induction programs, etc. She did her master's in cultural studies from Tejpur University and master's in SMEs from Gauhati University, both in top positions. She did her PhD from Dibrugarh University in 2017. Her areas of interest are use of ICT tools in pedagogy, cultural studies, digital humanities, folkloristics. She has contributed research articles in journals, chapters in the books, and conference proceedings, etc. And Madam is a co-editor of the book Effective Pedagogy, an Action Research Approach, published by Tejpur University. Since joining the center, Madam has been engaged in various teaching training activities for professional development. She is a coordinator and teacher trainer and has visited several colleges of Assam as a program coordinator for teaching learning centers for sponsored programs. Madam has been invited as speaker in various professional development programs, both online and offline, for students and teachers of various institutions around the country, and has widely spoken on the areas of OER, learning management systems, pedagogical methods and tools, and online assessment methods. Madam is a very a distinguished resource person for us, MMTTC, and ma'am, I welcome you with this short introduction and kindly take over the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It is indeed a great pleasure to visit once again and to get this opportunity to interact with your esteemed participation in NEP Orientation and Sensitization Program organized by MMTTC Osmania University. I'm greatly honored to speak in front of all the respected faculty members and hope to have an effective time with all of you. Thank you so much once again, ma'am. So it's a great number and good to see the number, as we cannot see any face here as you are in online mode beyond the screen. And as the session has been assigned to me, I would be talking today on a particular software or systems. We will be dealing with some systems or software, and the topic is basically under the theme Information and Communication Technology. I think is this the first session on this particular theme in your NEP program? Any participant? Information and Communication Technology. Is this the first session on ICT? Participants?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, teachers, yeah, someone is responding.
Okay.
Artiji, please.
Madam, yes, it is the first session.
Yeah.
We are in the third day today.
It is your third day. Okay. So in this particular session, so we will talk about some reference management system, which is a software-based system that helps the researchers, teachers, students to collect, organize, store, and cite different type of academic references, scholarly references into the research process. So have you heard about reference management system or software or tool that enable you to manage your bibliographic information? Any idea about that? If I give some examples, like for citing or organizing or collecting the references for bibliographic information, we generally use some kind of digital tools or digital software based system. For example, we can talk about Zotero, Mendeley, yes, and any other tool that you are well acquainted with, EndNote, RefWorks. And here at the very outset, I would like to actually know from you that you can answer me in the chat box or raise your hand whether all of you are using those reference management tools in your writing, in your research work, while writing a paper for any specific journal, or for your dissertation, to supervise your students for MPhil, PhD, or project works. Any reference management tool in all of you using, or you have never been used such tools like Zotero, Mendeley, EndNote, etc. And how many of you were using? If you write in the chat box, then it will be easier for me to know. Can you quickly write in the chat box? Participants, if you may write no if you have never used, or you may write the name of the software. So based on that, I think I will let you know about the things that I'm going to discuss now for within this 1.5 hour. So how many of you are no, actually no? Then we will start from the scratch. Or if you are advanced learner, then we will have some basic discussions, and we will know about the pros and cons of using those reference management softwares or tools. Only 2 no. Are all advanced learners? Okay. 4 no. How many no out of 60, more than 60 participants? If I get more no, then it is good for me. Not aware. Okay. Zotero, Mendeley, EndNote, RefWorks, BibTeX. If you are not aware, that then it will be easier for me. And how many of you were using actually? Who said about Zotero? Dr. Shweta, did you say Zotero? Okay.
Very good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So another participant, respected sir, has been using Zotero. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you, sir, for the response. Or any other response from the participants? Okay, let me assume that many of you are not using any reference works. Okay, so then, for example, you have to write a paper. Okay, imagine that you are completing a 100-page article, or maybe a large number of with large number of references. Okay, and then being asked by the journal, you are writing for a journal, and you are being asked by the journal to change the citation style. I think all of you know about the citation style, like MLA, APA, Chicago Manual style, etc. Right? So then how do you edit those citations? Hundreds of citations you have in your paper. Okay, that may be in text citation, or maybe at EndNote or footnote, whatever bibliographical citation you are using. Okay, those who are also using Zotero, you may be knowing that steps. But for the people, those who are not using, then how do you manage those sources, citations, and how do you change the citation style from American Psychological Association to MLS style, or from MLS style to Chicago style, or vice versa? So would you prefer a system that does it in seconds then? Would you prefer? So this particular session explores those tools that make this possible within seconds. So we have some challenges, like these are not individual challenges, because in digital learning or digital academia, we always have to rely on the increasingly digital research, because research becomes increasingly digital and data intensive. Now, so many tools have been emerging to help us to manage the scholarly information efficiently. And this is where these reference management systems or the systems or softwares such as Zotero, Mendeley become essential. So if I again pose you some question like uh, if you were writing a literature review, so what challenges do you encounter while conducting that type of literature review? Is there any challenge that you encounter? Because you have to read so many papers for your literature review, and then you have to organize your data in a systematic manner, and maybe some citations will be there, quotations may be there, and you are taking from someone else's, right? You are reading some papers, reading some books or journals, maybe offline or online digital. Then you are thinking that this is relevant and you need to quote. So how do you do that? Any challenges? Participants, those who are not using, very quickly, I need some responses from you. What type of challenges will it be facing there? How to cite? You will cite manually those who are not using Zotero, Mendeley, or any other kind of reference management software. Right? You need to write those manually. Now, I will be talking about some reference management tools that is going to help you to cite, organize, collect, and retrieve the data from any digital uh, websites or public networks to cite to be included in your research paper, maybe your on book, maybe an article, or maybe thesis, or if you are guiding your students, you will let them know that there is a system which can be used for writing or citing the sources you are getting from these type of resources. It may be printed, it may be online, it may be other media. Okay, why we need to actually cite these particular resources? Why? Suppose you are reading some online papers. Okay, now you are writing your own paper, and you think that some of the information from that particular paper is very relevant. Okay, so you need to cite that some specific portion of the paper into your paper. Now what will you do? You directly copy and paste it into your own paper as your own words? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
No, madam.
So in that case, what we do, we acknowledge the original author, right? So we do some organized research to and adapt a systematic process. We always have the access to those resources. Now, if we give credit, proper credit to the original author or the source, so it is known as acknowledgement and license, giving credit to the source or citing the source, right? In the last point I'm writing here, to develop a culture to not to plagiarize. I think all of you know what is plagiarism. In academia, plagiarism is known as copying someone else's ideas, someone else's writings, or any innovative thinking, their words, the facts of someone else's to establish as your own. So this is known as actually academic theft. So here comes this reference management tool, which is designed to help researchers, teachers, students to collect, organize, store, manage, and cite references used in academic writing and research. So these tools have transformed the research process by automatically collecting, as I have already mentioned, that in seconds it will cite your paper and it will include it in your research body, the article that you are writing within your text. Then it will store and annotate the research article. It has an offline library which will help you to organize your data and store your data wherever and whenever possible. You can use that in future. It will generate the citations and bibliographies instantly, and I will demonstrate in my demonstration part here. It supports multiple citation style, as I have already mentioned. If you need to change the FPA style to MLA style or any other style that you are going to adapt as per your preference, as per the preference from the journal side. So it also has a fascinating option called collaboration or knowledge sharing. For example, if you are writing a paper along with more than one person, maybe your colleague or someone else who is known to you, and you are working along with that person or with a group, maybe a group of students, you are doing a collaborative project. So that can also be done within the reference management system if you are working in group, specifically while using Mendeley, and I will show you in my demonstration part. It saves researchers' times and reduce errors. While citing the sources manually, there may have errors, and human are error prone. So these digital tools will help you to save the time and reduce the errors. Now we have already discussed about what is plagiarism: to steal or pass off others' ideas or words of another person's as your own, to use without crediting the source, to commit literary theft, to present as new and original the idea and product derived from an existing source. So here what happens, you use the words or the idea which is derived from someone else's, and you are claiming or establishing that this is your own. Now, to prevent the plagiarism, or maybe sometimes what happens, it may be unintentional. For example, you have already written a paper and it is published in a particular journal, and the next time you think that you need to copy some phrases or some paragraphs or maybe some quotations from the published article into the next article that you are going to write, and you are copying and you are not giving credit to yourself, because we don't think generally that we have to give credit to ourselves. Because why I will give to myself, okay, if I am just copying my own work? In that case also plagiarism happens, because as per the journal guideline, you are writing something and you are publishing. The next time, it may be you or someone else's idea. You must have to give credit. It may be yourself. So it is known as in academia as copyright infringement. Okay, it is a violation of copyright, because it is the right is owner is someone else. So it occurs when you borrow someone else's ideas and you do not acknowledge that you have done so. So the best way to avoid plagiarism, to cite your sources. It may be your source, it may be someone else's, and both within the body of the paper and also in a bibliography of sources you use at the end of the paper. So here I am discussing, I am not going to discuss about the details of plagiarism, but I will discuss about the referencing and why do it. So again, I'm repeating something, maybe for better understanding of all the participants, those who are not using referencing or reference management. Here, the sources need to be acknowledged when you are writing your project, thesis, dissertation, paper, books, chapter, etc. And why actually we give these acknowledgement to the particular person who is the original author. This allows you to check your work, whether which part is actually yours and which is your not, where you are giving effort and where you are not giving effort. See which source of information you have used. For example, you are writing under someone else's guidance. Then the guide or supervisor, when they will be checking your paper, they will need to know that which source of information you are actually using. Ensure you have not just made up the information from copying someone else's, but you are rather giving some original thought for your own side. Sometimes what happens, you are sending your paper to a particular journal, and the referee or the reviewer or the examiner wants to verify the content. And that time also it is very necessary to check or verify the contents that you are writing, which part is yours own and which part you are also taking some credit, giving credit to some sources. So this reference management source use for recording and utilizing bibliographic citations, and once it is recorded, it can be used from time to time again and again in generating bibliographies, or maybe as list of references in scholarly books, articles, and essays. So there are thousands of reference management tools available. Now today I will be discussing about Zotero and Mendeley. And why Zotero and Mendeley? Because Zotero is an open source software, so it is very easy for the beginners and those who are working with thousands of paper. It is the limit. There is no limitation of the storage, so you don't have to think about where I will store or keep thousands of PDFs, media, and the sources or citations. So Zotero gives you that, and it can be easily integrated with maybe with Word document that you are going to write your article. We generally used Word document. And in case of Mendeley, it is actually developed by Elsevier Publication House, and it is not open source, but it is a sophisticated website where integration with the Elsevier Publication House, which the Mendeley's reference management tool can be found, and there within the website, within the browser, you can have access to different type of websites that you are going to track to retrieve the sources for your publication. So you are required to know what to cite actually when you write some paper or dissertation or thesis. You may use someone else's words, opinions, statistics, facts, information from an author or any other source, and maybe pictorial representations or graphical representation. So here this citation comes. Citations actually means clearly giving credit, and proper citations involved. We know that the author name, the title, the publication, the information for the print, online, broadcast, interview-based text, which words and ideas come from which sources, when you are moving from your own words and ideas to the words and ideas of another. So in those cases, you need to have proper citation. So we already know about some of the citation styles, as I have also mentioned, and maybe all of you are using different type of citation styles which belong to humanities, adapted by science people, social science people, humanities, and other engineering. Maybe they are using these citation styles. Now, if we compare the EndNote, it's a sophisticated one, and in my discussion, I'm not going to include EndNote, but we will discuss about Zotero first. So this is the interface of Zotero, and let us work with my demonstration. Okay, I will stop sharing here, and I will just share my entire screen indeed. I think my entire screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now this is Jotero. As I have mentioned that Jotero.org is like your personal research assistant. It is a free, easy to use tool to help you collect, organize, annotate, cite, and share your research. So first, the thing is that you need to click on download to follow the demonstration. If you were following my demonstration, those who are very new to this reference management tools, you can use these and work with me and for your future effectiveness in writing research, any kind of research. It is very effective. So you can just follow me. You need to first download the Zotero 9 for Windows. And second one, there are two things actually, two things you need to keep in mind. The first one is the library. Okay, this is the library, Zotero for Windows. And the second one is Zotero connector. If you click on install Chrome connector, then I will show you. This is Zotero connector. If you click on add to Chrome, there will be an extension icon, which is here. I think my extension icon is visible. If I click on add to Chrome, then you need to follow the prompts, which is visible here. Now it has been added to Chrome, and while searching for the next time, whenever you visit the browser in Chrome, you will check, you will find that this is the Zotero connector already. You have access. Now, if you like to pin here, then one icon which is named as JED, that means Zotero, will be visible if you refresh the page. Okay, if I refresh the page, then I think you can see that this is the JAD, that means the Zotero connector is already been added as an extension. Why does it need it actually? I will show you once again. If you follow the prompt for downloading the Zotero library, as I have already downloaded, still I'm showing you. Now it is downloaded and you need to follow the prompts here actually. So it is extracting. Now you need to follow the prompts and click on next and upgrade. So it will launch the Zotero now. That means the library will be visible in front of you. Now you can see that this is the Zotero library, as I had one earlier demonstration earlier. So it's already there. So let me just remove these from here. Okay. Now the library interface is this, and you will find your papers if you work with that particular extension. That means this is the Zotero integration. See, whenever you visit any browser, for example, Google Scholar, or maybe any other academic website that you are going to visit to search your resources, then you can integrate with that particular connector, and you can cite your paper, collect your paper into your offline library. So let's do that. I think up to this much, everything is clear. You need to download two things. One is Zotero library and another is Zotero connector. I think I'm clear to all of you. Now let's write or search something from my web, or it may be related to your paper, it may be related to the topic that you are going to search. Okay, give me any topic. Kindly give me any topic or any small topic that I'm going to search, and I will show you how to cite your paper or how to collect, organize your paper inside the Zotero library. So give me some micro topic. Participants, kindly give one topic.
Rosemarinus officinalis, madam. Rosemary.
Ma'am, can you
Rosemary.
write in the chat box?
Okay, madam.
Any participant, you can write the subject. Yeah, Rosemarinus office. What is that, ma'am? Plant. Okay. I think it's a scientific name, if I'm not wrong. Let me copy this. Okay, this is Rosemary officinalis plant. So, yeah, let us search about this. For example, this is Science Direct, okay? And I would like to cite this particular chapters or articles in my Jotero library, okay? If you would like to cite the entire article or entire website, you can do that. Or otherwise, you can also cite the chapter. For example, I would like to view the chapter here, okay? So, for example, this is the abstract and any more papers are here. So as I do not have access, so I cannot access, but however, I can also cite the abstract of this particular paper. So how to do that? You just click on that Jot icon or Jotero connector. It will automatically keep your paper, store your paper inside the Jotero library. Now you just follow the prompt. So it is now it is saving into the new. That means I will show you in my Jotero library. This is my Jotero library. I have a folder called new. So inside the new, the particular chapter is being stored and kept here. I think you can see here, right? Now I will show you how to do that again. Just click here, and you may also have another chapters or another folders. For example, inside my library, I have one folder right now. So I can store my paper here. And it is showing that Science Direct full text PDF is not available in my browser. It is also giving me this information. Now, according to the necessity of my source that I'm going to find, it will show you what to actually tag. Tag means the keywords that you are going to search for inside your library. Like when we visit offline libraries, we actually, what happens, we prepare some index cards, right? To search for some results or some results which are available inside the library. Now, it is similar with the index cards. The tags mean the keywords. For example, again, I am writing the Rosemarinus as a tag, and I'm clicking as done. Now, here in the library, you can see that I have some tags here. So these are the tags I think you can see. And based on these tags, you can choose the papers. Maybe this is the first paper. If you are keeping thousands of papers, PDFs, website here inside the library, then it will be difficult actually what papers belongs to which tag. Now, for that case, these tags will help you to find particular chapter or particular book or particular review works inside your Zotero library. Now, how to use these sources into your article? I will show you that now. So before that, I think you can see in this particular chapter, you have already retrieval of these information related to the particular chapter is available. the name of the title, author, see, name of the author, everything is visible here. Date of the access, the publisher name, the URL address, and along with that you have the abstract. For example, you are sourcing different type of articles, journal articles, book chapters from websites. Now you do not have adequate time to read each and every paper. You are just browsing the internet and you are searching for some sources that you will read later on. Now in that case, what happens, you may read the abstract shortly, which is written inside the library. So it is available inside your library. Now in that way you can write your paper, you can read your paper, and you have adequate information regarding the particular paper. So now we will again visit some other websites. For example, I will show you how to do that. So it is Springer Nature Link, and you have these papers. Now again, you can download the paper as because it is an open source article, or you need to search this article again inside your library. If you download this PDF, it will be stored inside your maybe in your desktop or any other space, okay, in your system, not inside the library. So how to actually link that particular PDF into your library, I will also show you that. Now I'm also giving the information. I need to cite this article, so I can cite this article, and again, as this is a paper, so you have a different type of icon here. Now again, I'm saving into this full text available, new. Now I will go to my Zotero library once again. Now you can see that this is the particular paper. It is already been stored in my Zotero library. So again, along with here, you can see that earlier this paper, a review of medicinal plants, the full paper was not accessible to me as per the institutional access. Now, in case of the second paper, that is this one, I have also access to the full paper. So if you visit the offline library and click on this particular paper icon, the full paper will be visible. So now I will show you. Double click on that particular icon and the full paper is in front of you. So I think this is very interesting and effective. So now this is the thing that you can do inside your library. Now, for example, if what are the other things? If you click on this particular icon, you can see that you have a number of book section, journal articles, everything is inside this particular section, and you can choose any option based on the type of sources that you are going to cite. Then again, you can click on this add file, and I will show you when very recently I have this particular paper stored inside this. So again, I'm copying from my local desktop to this particular library. So it is available in my library. So in that way, you can add a file from your local setup, add link to file, or you can also write standalone note. For example, it is like sticky notes, whether when you are going to write some note, so you can have a note on that. So here in this way, you can write the note, which you can use later. Now, in this rosemary, particular colors or maybe I can assign particular color, rename the tag, split and delete the tag. For example, I would like to assign colors so that I can remember. And now I'm assigning colors so that the particular website, particular chapter, particular paper I will be reading next time, the color will remind me that this color belong to this particular topic. So this way I can add and organize my paper by creating different type of folders here. To create folder, you can click on this new collection option and you can write the name of the folder and you can create collection. So I will show you. For example, this is an untitled collection. So inside untitled collection, I do not have any paper right now. So I can do that by doing new item, for example, as per the options available here, or I can add by identifier, that means the number of ISBN, DOIs, or any IDs related to the paper. For example, I will show you once again. Here, this particular paper, it is have one maybe ISSN number, and then you can also have some access, maybe at the bottom of the paper also you will find sometimes. And what happens, sometimes the DOI number is at the top. So based on that DOI number, or maybe ISBN or ISSN number, you can put your journal into here, or the research paper or article here. So in that way you can delete. For example, I would like to delete this, so right click on the particular folder. You can have new sub collection, rename the collection. You can move to my library, to any new place. You can also copy, delete the collection, and delete the collection and items. So you can do this also. Now, for example, in my new folder, I have two papers. How to cite the paper into the article, or the maybe the research work that you are going to write. So for that, I will create a Word document, and you will notice that after properly downloading and installing the Zotero library along with the Zotero connector, whenever you will open or create a Word document later on, you will find that Zotero icon is visible in at the top bar, the list of the items available here inside your Word document. Those who are working with me, have you noticed this thing? If anyone is following me, are you noticing in your Word document that you have the Zotero, like the thing I am showing here? Is my screen visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am, it's feasible, but अब तो लैपटॉप नहीं है इसलिए देख रही हूँ आप क्या क्या बोल रही हो सर नोट कर रहे
Okay, right. So please keep in mind that after installing and downloading properly the Zotero website, you have the Zotero connector inside your Word document. Now, what you can do, for example, you are writing a paper. I'm not going to write anything here, just randomly I will download, I will just for this demonstration purpose, I'm just copying some text from that particular article. Okay, it is for only for demonstration purpose to show in front of you. For example, if you have written something like this as per your guideline of the journal, maybe your research work, simply your research work you are writing, then inside the body of the text, you need to cite some articles from your Zotero library. How to do that? Click on Zotero, add or edit citation. For example, if it is belong to a specific style, writing style, then you need to click on document preference and go to the specific citation style that you are going to adopt. For example, APA, for example, any other, for example, MLA 9th handbook edition. So you can also select MLA. So I'm randomly selecting MLA and selecting OK. Now I will add an edit citation. As I have only 2 papers, it will show you the papers here. Now you can see that this is the paper, and I can open the document also. I will click here, and just you need to simply click on enter. Now you can see that you have this as per the MLA writing style. For example, I would like to change the writing style. Now what you can do, you can just delete or add a citation. For example, I would like to have a different preferences. Now I will change it to Chicago manual style. Now you will see that this is as per Chicago manual style, the Oliveira et al. So it is, I think I will expand this zoom a little bit. So this is as per the Chicago manual style, you have this citation inside your body of the text. Now let's assume that you have completed your paper. How to cite the bibliography? Add the bibliography at the end of your paper. Now to do that, you just click on add or edit bibliography and click. In one click you have the bibliography. See, this is the bibliography. As you have only one paper, so it is citing that particular paper according to the style that you are preferring. Right? Am I clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have doubt. May I?
Yes, yes.
Madam, just now you told, ma'am, how to get bibliography. So already you are having in your library 2 papers, right, madam? So
Yes.
from there, if you're clicking it here, directly those reference are coming here, madam, or we need to do any other?
See, I have actually one paper only, because other paper, this chapter 1, I do not have the paper,
Okay.
right? I have only the review, a glimpse of the paper.
Okay.
I think I showed you earlier that I do not, my institution do not have access to this. Okay, Science Direct. But for the second one, I have access and I can have the full paper. So
Okay.
it is showing only one. So
Okay,
if I have a number list of references here, then according to the name of the, sometimes what happens, it is based on the author name. Okay. So generally the author name will come. And if you do not remember, for example, here the Oliveira, okay, the author name starts with Oliveira. If you click here and you do not remember, okay, so just you can click the page number, prefix, suffix. Okay, you can just do that and show in library. You can show in the library. You will have the list of references in front of you. Okay, and if you still do not remember the name of the author to click cite here, you can just visit the library once again and check the name, right? Check the name, the creator name. It is visible here. So you can just simply go anywhere you would like to have the citation and write just the surname or the first letter of the author. It will automatically show you the list of the references or sources that starts with that particular letter.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
So I think it is simple, and you can unlink citation if you would like to delete something, and you can have add annotation and add note here. So it is very simple, and it will actually make your research very easy. Okay.
Thank
So if it is clear, then I think we can move towards Mendeley.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, it's very useful for us
Okay.
because for the first time I have heard about such software is there, like Zotero, right? Thank you so
Isn't
much,
it
ma'am. Thank you
very,
so much.
ma'am, isn't it very effective? It is very effective. You
It
don't
is,
have to
madam.
write. And maybe if you were writing, you do not remember Chicago, MLA, APA, or any other citation style that any specific journal is requiring from you. So asking from you. So and in that such cases, and if not even then also, it is very much required for us to have thousands of accessible materials are in front of us. So we can have access to those articles, papers, books, newspaper articles, maybe some stored in our library and we can use.
Citations.
But just,
Whenever we require any information, if we store in
yes,
Zotero means
yes,
we can,
yes.
it is easily
For
accessible.
knowledge gaining.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
it is
Right.
easily
For knowledge
accessible.
gaining.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Thank you so
So,
much, ma'am. Because we
Mendeley
don't
is,
know this
and
software.
Mendeley helps you to stay organized, do more in less time, and bring ease to your research workflow. So, as Mendeley is working with Mac and other sophisticated tools, so you need to follow just same similar prompts like Zotero in case of Mendeley. But here, one thing is you need to keep in mind that you need to have your credentials. That means you have to create an account here. And you don't have to worry about it because the sign-in process is very simple. You can give your Gmail credit or whatever account you are associated with Elsevier, right? So if it is already created, you can have. Otherwise, you can create a new one. I forgot my password. I forgot my password. So let's, yeah. Wait for 1 second. Is my screen visible?
Yes, madam.
Actually, there is no.
You are visible, ma'am. Your PPT is not visible. The thing.
Screen is not.
Yeah.
I forgot my password, so I'm just trying to do that. Anyway, I will go with the steps here. Actually, is my entire screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Right now it is visible. So what happens in Elsevier, you can continue this with your via your organization, via your own personal Gmail account. You can do that. You can sign in with your password. I forgot my password actually. I don't want to log in right now. So here you can download for Windows and follow the prompts similar to as similar to as Zotero. So I will be following those steps here. And the library is similar to Zotero, but I will show you one more options which is available only in Mendeley. As in my first PPT, I think I told you about the collaboration, how to work in groups and how to work with more than one person, maybe with your colleague, you are writing a paper. Then in that case, how you can use that particular software inside your Mendeley reference manager.
Okay.
Now I can run my library. Maybe I worked in hurry, so my screen is paused. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but I'm not able to move anything. I think I need to work it again. See, I cannot even click on stop sharing. My screen is visible, right?
Screen is visible, ma'am.
Yeah, but I'm not
But
do anything.
it is not moving, means the pages are not changing.
Yes, yes. Can you see my cursor? I'm trying to move, but it's not moving. Maybe it's hanged for a moment. Let us wait.
Pause.
It's paused actually. See, inside Mendeley, you can invite the colleagues that you are working with, or one second. You can invite the colleagues that you are working with, and sometimes maybe the student group if you are working together for a particular project, or maybe you are guiding them. So in that case, you can work with your colleagues and your students, and you can invite them by only typing their name and email ID. Can I rejoin because I cannot move anything? I think I'm audible. Shall I rejoin?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, because everything is paused and I'm not able to do anything. Let me do that. Now it's working. Okay, let me share it again. My entire screen. Hope it is visible. So it is Mendeley. We can get started with Mendeley Web, and here again you have to sign in with your Gmail account. Just a simple step, you need to create an account there. As I have already downloaded Mendeley, so it will work here. So in my desktop, I have saved the Mendeley reference work, and now I will click on the steps. So this is the library, and again it's giving the prompt to write my mail ID. Let me check my mail ID for getting the password. So my password is reset, and I will show you again my Mendeley library. As I have already used Mendeley, so you will find my Mendeley library is full of some screenshots, some papers, and some articles. Okay, so it is. I have some papers here, and it is similar with Jotero. Now I will show you how to create group and how to invite the groups. Okay. For example, I'm going to create a group, and the group name is NEP. For randomly, I'm just selecting a name. So if I would like to invite some other persons to my group, so what I can do, the group name is NEP, and I would like to manage the group because I need to give invitation to join in my group so that they can also access the sources that I am saving here in my library. So for that purpose, I can invite members up to 25 numbers of a member invitation is possible here. So to do that, you just click on invite members and write their email addresses and send invites. Click on send invites. So it is very simple. If you do not remember, I will show you once again. Just click on create group and give a name of the group, and in the three dots you can manage group and invite members and write the name of the email addresses of your colleagues or students and send invites. So they, after getting the invitation, they will join the group, and they are also be possible to have access to your references. Okay, so this is all your references. You can also create different type of collections, a collection name based on the, for example, in your thesis, you were writing a thesis and you have different parts according to the structure of the thesis. For example, introduction, and then review of literature, methodology, analysis, discussions, results, conclusion, etc. So based on that, you can have different collections here, and you can add relevant sources and citations into that particular thing. Now, the other thing inside the Mendeley is that go to the bottom of the page and you will see that Mendeley for Microsoft Word is available, and Mendeley for your browser. If you click on Mendeley for browser, it is similar to Zotero connector. If you click on Mendeley browser and add to Chrome, add extension, like earlier I have shown you, like in case of Zotero. Now you have the extension, and I will also pin. Now this is Mendeley Web Importer. I am clicking into that one. For example, this is the paper, and I would like to show you how to do that. It is signing into Mendeley Web Importer, and you need to follow the prompts as it is showing from the Mendeley web browser. Now, after signing in, it will be imported to your library. And similarly, you can work with Elsevier publications, and it is filtered, and it is, as it is sophisticated, you can get the Mendeley web manager in the library, and also you can check whether it is possible to include in your particular paper or not. So I hope I am understandable to all, and you think that this is effective software for managing your references, managing your citations inside, including the body of your paper, and also to manage bibliography, which save time and effort, which otherwise you will have to do manually. If you compare it Mendeley with Zotero, you can have some comparisons, like in case of cost, Zotero is free and open source, and Mendeley is free with some storage limits. It has some storage limits, but Zotero is open source and free. Zotero is a community-based open source software, and Mendeley is authored by owned by Elsevier Publication House. In case of Zotero, the PDF annotation is very excellent, and it is similar with Mendeley. And both you can collaborate. In Zotero also the collaboration is possible, and Mendeley, as I have showed you the steps how to create collaborators and send invitations so that you can work together. And the customization in case of Zotero, it is very high, and in Mendeley, it is, as it is sophisticated, it remains useful for researcher already working within the Elsevier ecosystem. For example, you are very much familiar with Mendeley, Elsevier publications and journals published from Elsevier group. So you can, it will be very useful for them. And Zotero is increasingly preferred by everyone because of its open source nature, because of its flexibility, and because of the strong community support that it provides. Now, I think both or any other, if you also like to buy some premium versions like EndNote, it every have some pros and cons, but significantly all the sophisticated reference management tools reduces the time required for citation management. It minimizes the errors and it improves the research organized manner to do in an organized manner and support scholarly writing. And among available tools, these two are widely used for free solutions for research and teachers. And I think research is taking a new shape in the digital age because these are some excellent way to introduce the to be rely heavily on the digital libraries more than the physical libraries. Okay, so references can be maintained um, uh, accessible to thousands of articles through different online databases, because you don't have to rely on keeping some copying or photocopying the offline or physical library works, books or papers. Okay, so the open access repositories are in front of you. You have the resources in the public domain, and large volumes of literature you can have access for review, to work, to cite, and to also retrieve for future purposes. And if you also have knowledge, adequate knowledge on AI, you can also use AI and digital research tools to integrate with these AI. But I will not go to that way, because this is an introductory session on the emerging reference management tools. It has some limited challenges like managing hundreds of PDFs and references. So to reduce that challenge or to face that challenge, you can do one thing that in your free time, if you have hundreds of PDFs, you can do one thing that you can manage the references by giving some tags, and by reading the abstract of the papers, you can have different classification. You can organize in a systematic manner. So the reference management tools have, I think it has transformed the research process by automatically collecting and organizing the references, generating the citation styles instantly, and also facilitating some collaborative and knowledge sharing. It is an essential skill for researcher into the digital education era. I hope all of you are agree with me, because these have emerged an indispensable tool that is going to help everyone to organize your knowledge. So this is from my side. If you question?
Yes.